What's up, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Imani. Let's get into this beautiful fall glam look. I'm not even gonna waste your time. Let's get straight into the video. So first things first, I'm actually gonna go in with the Lawless Beauty Forget the Filler Overnight Lip Plumping Mask. This one is in like the scent or the shade Sweet Daisy. I actually really like this because it's not overpowering and it does give like your lip a little tingle. It's actually more minty than it is like burning. You know, some people use like chili peppers or paprika or whatever they use. I feel like they use like a lot of mints or peppermint or spearmint, whichever one. I really like the way it feels. Then I'm gonna go in with the NYX brow glue and I'm just gonna make sure these brows are laid down. And then of course we got to go in with the primer because you know we have to prime. This is the e.l.f. Niacinamide Power Grip Primer and I'm making sure I put this all over my skin. If you don't know too, the instructions also say after you rub it in, make sure to press it into your skin so that it's fully activated. And one way we like to test it out in the beauty community is to see if that sticks, period. So I normally don't do my brows on camera, but I felt like, you know what, why not? So I'm going in with the Kiss New York Pro Fine Precision Brow Pencil. This one is in the shade Deep Dark Brown. I don't really like to use black. I feel like sometimes black can come off unnatural at times, especially because I'm a little heavy-handed when I do brows. I like mine to actually stand out, at the same time be fluffy. So I like to go in with either like a ash gray or a dark brown, but I really love this pencil. You can actually find it in your local beauty supply store. It is actually like a dupe to the NYX Micro Brow Pencil. And lately, I've really been using the Fine Precision by Kiss New York Pro. I really love it. So after I fluff everything out and blend everything with the spoolie, I'm actually going to go in with the Maybelline Fit Me Concealer. This one is in the shade Honey, and I'm actually going to start cleaning up my brows. I'm also going to go in with one of my Timeless Beauty concealers. That one was in the shade Honey Glow. And oh, I'm sorry, not Honey Glow. The one that I'm gonna put at the top is in the shade Bronze Beauty. And if you were looking for a reference for foundation, because all of my concealers and foundations have the same shades and have the same names. So if you see this shade and you're like, ooh, that looks like it could be mine, then that means your Timeless Beauty foundation is Bronzed Beauty, which can be found in the tan group. But like I said, I'm gonna blend out the Maybelline Fit Me Concealer underneath my brow just to give her a nice highlight. And then on top of my brow to finish cleaning it up, I'm going to go in with Timeless Beauty in the shade Bronzed Beauty. I have been itching to do a fall look, and honestly guys, I'm happy I did it. I still have so many looks that I want to give you guys, and of course I'm going to give it. I just want to make sure I'm rolling them out at an appropriate time because fall is literally around the corner. It's September 23rd. It's the first day of fall, and I'm like, I don't want to just burn myself out immediately. I want to make sure I'm actually giving fall ready looks. And not all of them will be as glamorous or as tedious as like these looks will be. Some of them will actually be very achievable. But sometimes, you know, you like to try your hand and you actually want to like try something out for like maybe a date night or a girls night out. So this is part one, I guess, of like the fall makeup series. Yeah, so let me know if you guys want to see more videos like this or if you have any looks in mind or colors specifically that you want to see me use. So the next thing I'm going to do is go into Timeless Beauty concealers again, and I'm going to use the shade Vanilla Whisper, and I'm actually going to use that to set the base for my eyeshadow. I like this concealer a lot because it is literally a pure white. Like the pigments have no choice but to pop. You guys are going to see it in a second. I'm also using tape because I really wanted this to be very uniformed. I didn't really want to have to clean up too much afterwards. But like I said, this is my Timeless Beauty concealer in the shade Vanilla Whisper, and as you can see, she is white and pigmented, so I'm going to use her to set the base for my eyeshadow. And no, most of the time people like to wait a little while before concealer to blend it out to make sure it's tacky, but the one thing about my concealers that I really love is that as soon as you start blending it out, you still have that full coverage feel, and then even with this base you still get that slightly tacky base to make sure whatever you're going to put on, specifically powders on it, is going to stick. So even if you were using this for your base routine, just know that once you blend it out and you get ready to put that powder on, it's really going to absorb that powder and keep it in place. But I'm going to go into the Precious Metals palette. This is by ColourPop Cosmetics, and yes, I'm going to tell you the exact shade. So the first one that I'm using right now above my crease is in the shade Invest in Me, and I'm going to use that as the transition. And I normally don't go fully into detail like this. I don't know why I haven't. Maybe just because the last time I did this, I feel like this was years ago, I would go so in depth with it and I would be bored. I feel like I was giving too much of a tutorial because nobody really wants to sit through somebody just like talking. Like, girl, give us some personality, tell me about the products, but keep it pushing. But yes, I'm using the shade Invest in Me. These brushes are also by ColourPop. I do not remember the brush numbers on these. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I'll probably put them in the description box. So if you're interested, I can just either put the link or put the brushes in there. The next shade I'm going to go into is Your Solid. And I'm gonna put that in my crease, but I'm also going to fan it out and kind of meet it into the transition shade that I had, because I really wanted to pack on some colors here. I really wanted this look to scream warm, especially considering that the warm months are actually just about over and we're heading into that nice fall crisp air season where the leaves are turning brown. I'm here for it. So now the shade that I'm using right now is called Lucky One, and this is really just to deepen that crease, and I'm solely focusing it in my crease because I'm also going to take another fluffy brush and I'm going to blend it out just to create that definition. And then once I create that definition, I'm going to go into the shade Let's Do It. And Let's Do It is basically like a black shade. So I took like a, I guess you can call it like a fine tip brush, but it was a flathead brush and it was very small. And I'm actually just going to take that black shade, like I said, in the shade Let's Do It, and I'm gonna create like a line because I really didn't want that crease shade to get lost either. So I'm really defining that before I go in and I cut it. Yes, I'm cutting the crease, but not like too uniform. But I saw this trick once before and I was like, let me see how this works with me. And I really loved the way it came out. But once I got that on there, I didn't really need to go in and blend it out too much. It was just perfect where it was. So I'm going back in with Vanilla Whisper, and now I'm creating that cut crease. And I'm literally taking it like to the edge of Let's Do It and creating that soft cut crease for this look. And then once I was doing this makeup, I was gonna put like some colors on it, but I really felt like, you know what? I really like the way this concealer is kind of creating a base in itself. And I wanted to keep that true color. So I will go in with a very similar color just like the base, just to preserve it or set the base for it, like setting it like a setting powder almost. And that shade is actually called 100%, like literally 100 with the percent like logo or like symbol. Simple as that. And like I said, this was the ColourPop Precious Metals palette. Perfect palette you saw in the beginning for this fall look or any warm look for that matter. Amazing. I truly love it. And then oh, I didn't even get the shimmer shade name from the palette. I will include it in the video somewhere, probably at the bottom left or bottom right corner, just so you guys know, because I did use a glitter on the inner corner of my eye. Also, once again, the brushes that you do see me using are by ColourPop. I will be sure to include those in the description if you are interested in the brushes. I really love them. They are perfect for applying, honestly, whatever you need, from your base routine to eyeshadow, even to doing your lips. Like, they really have some amazing brushes. Now I'm going to go in with the NYX Epik ink liner. This is in the shade Black, and I'm going to kind of use a cheat code and use that tape to create my wing, just because I really wanted it sharp and I really wanted it to stay uniform with the eyeshadow, because sometimes when I don't have my tape, it tends to like create a separate piece in between, or like a random blank spot or negative space, and I didn't want that. So I'm going to keep using the tape. I don't know about y'all either, but I think wing liner is actually making a comeback. I've been seeing people do it a lot more, and it's kind of exciting because I'm starting to feel like that 2016 vibe is making its comeback. But I'm taking that same dark shade again in Let's Do It, and I am creating that matte black effect over the eyeliner, and then I'm going in with the Smashbox Super Fanned Out Mascara, and I put that on, and then I'm going to go into the ColourPop Tried and True gel liners with Hit the Jackpot Swerve Matte Black on my waterline. So the shade that you see me using right now is the Hit the Jackpot shade, and I wanted to use that just to create a smoked out effect. I didn't really want to use any eyeshadow to do that, just because it can get a little messy and I didn't really want too much fallout. So I used the gel liner specifically for that, and now I'm going to go ahead and finish up the eyes and put on my eyelashes.
You better learn how to face it. She's going girl. She's going girl.
Now to get started on my base, I'm going to go in with the same Maybelline concealer that I use under my brow in the shade Honey, just to have a brightening effect. And then I'm going to go in with the Timeless Beauty concealers in the shade Honey Glow and Bronze Beauty. And then once I have those blended out, I am going to move on to my blush. And I really love these concealers. As you can see, it's literally the perfect match for my skin tone. I also like to spray down my concealers with like a matte setting spray, just because I am an oily skin girl and I like to make sure my oils are controlled. If you do have an issue with that, you can also prime your face first and then use a setting powder around your T-zones or wherever you get oily at specifically, and press that in before you go to apply your concealers or your foundation for that matter. And it will definitely control all of your oils. I also like to use the Real Techniques setting brush to blend this out. It's very fluffy, so I feel like it gives a very airbrushed effect, a nice finished touch for when I'm applying my concealers. Next for blush, I'll be using the Lawless Beauty Pinch My Cheeks blush. This is in the shade Valentine. They actually sent so many blushes over and they are super pretty and super pigmented. One thing I love about it is that they are cream based, so you don't have to worry about it being overbearing or you put too much on. Literally as much as you put on and you blend it out, it still gives off this nice and natural effect. I truly love it. Oh, I went to use a ColourPop bronzer and it was just way too dark. So I was like, I'm gonna go back in with the Timeless Beauty foundation. This is in the shade Warm Cocoa, and I use this for like my bronzer, or as you would say, contour shade, just to warm up my face. I like a very natural type of bronzer whenever I do these. I don't really care for something that's like over the top brown, just because I feel like it comes off as either too makeup-y or just unnatural. I really just don't like. I like to use something similar to my skin tone. And plus, when I go in with a regular powder bronzer, it's going to warm it up anyway. So after I put that on, I am going to go back into the Timeless Beauty. This is a concealer, but it's the same thing as a foundation, and this one is in the shade Bronze Beauty, and I'm going to use that as my quote-unquote foundation shade, just because I don't really use too much foundation anymore. My foundation that I do have right now is currently my winter shade one, so I have to wait before I actually use that again. And it's kind of cool though, because I can't wait to see the transition with that. You guys will see that shade. But now that I have that on, I'm going to let everything dry down after I spray my face with another matte setting spray, and then I'm going to blend everything together. Another trick that I like to do is that when I put my blush on, I like to slightly blend it underneath my eyes too, just because it gives that natural flesh tone that makes your makeup just chef's kiss. Like, it's just super amazing. Now I'm going to go in with my powder puff, and I'm going to go in with the Makeup Revolution banana powder. That is another makeup staple in the beauty community. If you know, you know, you know, this is really good, especially for black women. I truly adore this. Now I am going to go over that same setting powder with the Maybelline Fit Me Press Powder. This one is in the shade Toffee, and I like to do that just to tone down that powder so it still gives off a natural look rather than something ghostly or ashy or gray or even just powdery. We don't want to look that. Now for my bronzer, I'm going to use the Benefit Cosmetics Hoola bronzer. This is in the shade Caramel, and everywhere that I put the Timeless Beauty Bronze Beauty foundation, I'm going to put that bronzer at as well. And I'm going to do the same thing on my nose just to bring it back so she doesn't look so flat. Now for blush, I'm going to go into the Smashbox Cosmetics Halo Scope. This one is in the shade Juicy Juicy. I really love this one. It's also a natural tone one. You don't have to worry about it being overbearing. Sometimes when you put on a blush, you're like, oh my gosh, this is a bit much. You end up looking like a China doll or like a Raggedy Ann doll. You don't want that. You want something that's going to, now wait, because if that's your preference, that's your preference. But I personally like a soft tone blush that gives off that natural effect. And then I'm going to go into my lips, and I'm going to start off by using the ColourPop So Juicy Lip Plumping Liner. Yet again, I told you, like, with the ColourPop like collection, that So Juicy collection, for their like lip plumping stuff, I promise you it's like mint or spearmint, because you can almost even taste it. Like, it's so like just compelling. Like, it just smells so good and it feels good. It doesn't hurt at all. It's more like a really cooling effect. But the liner that I'm using is in the shade Mocha Latte, and I'm just going to line my lips and slightly shade them in, just because I really wanted a deep look with this. And then I'm going to go into Juvia's Place lipstick, and that is in the shade Nubian Sand. It's a matte lipstick. It's super pretty. It just reminds me of my skin tone whenever I use it. And then I did go into another lipstick, but that is an unreleased product with Lawless Beauty, and I did that in the center of my lips just to brighten it up just a tad. You're also going to see me go back into that liner just to fix up anything that the makeup or the lipstick might have covered. Now to top it off and finish it, I'm going to go back into the ColourPop So Juicy. This is their lip oil. This is in the shade Baby Panda. And that is the look, guys. She came out so pretty. Every product that I use can literally be found either in Ulta Beauty, or it can be found in your local beauty supply store. Heck, Walmart, CVS, or Walgreens itself. Like, literally an easy to achieve look with affordable products. I truly love this look, and I'm truly obsessed with this look. If you love this look, make sure you give this video a thumbs up. Make sure to comment, let me know. Subscribe to if you're really into these makeup videos that I'm doing for you guys. And yeah, if you guys want to see more fall looks, be sure to let me know in my comment. Just because I'm not on Instagram and Facebook right now, I'm taking a social media break from them, but I would love to hear from you guys. And also, I will be posting updates on the community tab. But I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.